Oh. 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 What if scratches were eliminated? Right. Right. There are a lot of philosophers in the world, and I've met a few. And there is one question that I love to ask them. It's something that I ask them in an attempt to prove their mettle as philosophers. I say to said philosopher, I want you to cudgel your brain, and to scratch your mind. I want you to think about one thing, and this is a challenge for a philosopher to think about one thing. I put my hand to my head. I look deeply into the eye of the philosopher. I put my hand back on my head. I'm going to eliminate one thing from the universe. I don't want you to have an emotional reaction to this absence. I want you to sit back in your chair now and lean back and feel the orgasmic release of that velvety cushion against your back. I want you to answer the question from me. I want you to answer it succinctly. You can only answer it with one word. You can only think about one thing right now. And I'm keeping a deep gaze. I say to this philosopher, I can't speak just like a butterfly is caught in my throat. What I want to say to the said philosopher what I want to say to him or her is, where is my cheese? I lost my cheese. The cheese is not here anymore. I had a piece of cheese on the counter back home, and the cheese is gone, and you're a philosopher. So tell me what the fuck happened to my cheese. And what happened? I didn't explain to you what happened to my cheese. I didn't explain to you the nature of my cheese. You are a philosopher, and you have one thought available to you now. So I need an answer to my question. It's metaphysical. It's deeply contemplative. It's something that keeps me up at night. Where is my cheese? Now, you have a PhD from Oxford. You have studied all the bigwigs in history. Aristotle, Plato, Hegel, Kant, Hume, Locke, Heidegger, Nietzsche, Dilthey, Habermas, Gadamer. God damn it, where is my cheese? And what I don't say to this philosopher, because I have a visceral disdain for philosophers, and I don't tell the philosopher this, but I have been sitting in the lobby for 45 minutes talking to the secretary, and I said to the secretary, you know what I'm gonna do? I know this is a very important guy or girl. Is the philosopher a guy or girl? I don't know. It doesn't matter. In today's world, it's sexist to even consider it. I said to the secretary, I said, I have a question for the philosopher in the next room, and he's got only one answer for me, and the answer has to do with, where is my cheese? Where the fuck is my cheese? I tone it down because it's a fragile secretary. She asked me if I'm looking for brie cheese or cheddar cheese or Swiss cheese or camembert. I say it's cheese. It's cheese. It's energy. I'm asking the philosopher, where is my energy? I can't seem to find my energy. My energy. Where is my energy? Where is my energy? Where is my chi? Where's my cheese? Needless to say, As polite as I am with the said philosopher stares at me, perplexed, nonplussed, discombobulated, and in genuine kerfuffle. The philosopher asks the same question. The philosopher's a little bit deeper than me because he or she is a philosopher. The philosopher looks me in the eye and says, your cheese is in the same place my cheese is. And I'm like, no fucking way. Your cheese and my cheese are not the same. You sit in a chair and you read books all day, and I just sit in a chair. My cheese is not the same as your cheese. No way, man. See, I have a superiority complex regarding people who have superiority complexes. So when I establish a problem, it cannot be negated by someone who has a superior problem. My problem is superior to your problem. Therefore, ergo, I am superior. There's no way that me and the philosopher have both lost our cheese. That is not possible. That's not going to happen on my watch. Not in my universe. In my realm, in my dimension, I'm superior to anybody I want to be. That's why I come up with problems. I will sit in my chair and I will invent a problem that nobody on the planet can solve. Now, I control the parameters. I formulate the definitions. And I invent the conceptual apparatus that makes my problem not only imponderable, but labyrinthine and Byzantine. It's what I do. It's one of my fortes. It's a specialty. Because I originally, and I don't actually tell people this, but originally I had a low self-esteem. It's true. But I just figured that if I could invent problems like Soren Kierkegaard did, and I could just visit philosophy offices across the countryside and eventually the planet, I would get them in my grasp. And I'd be like, you got one word to answer one question, and it's, where is my cheese? And I have never, ever I've never. So, I realized, probably like you do, that there is a limited time. We have a limited time on this planet. So, what are we gonna do with it? You know? Because you know, like I know, that people just always want to climb a mountain, right? And if they happen to be on a flat plain, and there's no mountain anywhere, you're gonna do what I did. They're gonna sit in a chair and they're gonna invent a mountain and they're gonna climb it. That's what we do in civilization nowadays. We just sit in our chairs and we concoct mountains and we climb them. Someone asked me, what is the meaning of life? And I threw a mountain at him and I said, there, climb that motherfucker. He was a pretty precocious guy. He started climbing the mountain that I threw at him, which was really just a kind of hallucinogenic, holographic paradigm of dirt. He started ascending that motherfucker. And this is what was so weird. He would get like 10,000 feet up. he would get 10,000 feet up and then get it 15,000 feet up. And I'm like, where are you? He's like climbing an ethereal mountaintop with his astral body. I'm like, wow. And then he's like, yo, bro, come on up. And a mountain just kind of perked out of his shoulder, perked out of his chest. 2 mountains came out of his nipples. 1 came out of his ass. He was a whole fucking Himalayan mountain range. And I'm like, I can't climb your mountains. He's like, what are you gonna do with your life, man? That was a fucked up moment for me, really. I gotta be honest with you, that was really fucked up for me personally. Because I was like, you just took my idea. I gave you my idea first. I gave it to you. It was like, you know, one of those carts where you go into town and you give away free food and shit. People like the food and they go home and they concoct the same food in their kitchen using their alchemical recipe, and it's better than yours, and then they're millionaires based on your ideas. That's what that fucker did. So I had to come up with a new idea. And come up with a new one. It was like, mountains are out. Mountains, passe, cliche, mountains are out. Mountains are out. And that's when I came up with my cheese question, really, I think. It's hard, memory doesn't serve me right, but I think that's when I came up with my cheese question, because I realized nobody's gonna see what I'm doing. Nobody's gonna see that I'm talking about energy when they think I'm talking about cow's milk. I was always this precocious, I gotta be real. When I was like 3, my mom said I would be destined for great things. She didn't say that anybody would understand what I'm doing. She didn't understand that I would travel the world circuit, the planetary path, and confound the most brilliant thinkers of the age with a semantic twist, with a pretzel. I'm gifted. I mean, I don't even tell people that. I'm like, if you can't see it, if you can't answer my question, I'm done. I'm done with you. But, you know, this couch that I'm sitting on all the time, gotta be very transparent about that couch. It's not on this earth. Right? Right? My couch is not on this earth. I'm sorry. That's the answer. The cheese tastes fucking good. I love it. You know, I sit down with a philosopher down there, about 60,000 feet down. And we're talking cheese. We are talking cheese, man. The cheese is delicious. The cheese is great. I slice it. And I'm skilled because if I sense that the philosopher wants cream cheese or Swiss cheese or American cheese or cheddar cheese, I can do whatever I want with that cheese because it's chi. And I'm 60,000 feet up. And I'm just focusing my chi into the cheese. And I'm gonna make it whatever that philosopher wants, because that philosopher got no idea. He, she, eating energy. Got no clue. And thus, you see what's happening with me. I am feeding people with my gifts. I got one gift. Mama said I got one gift. So I give people the cheese.